So we got Fighting Spirit, Terran as opponent. Okay. So today will be on TvT. This was the basics of the basic, the most standard build. I'll be telling you how to proceed with the most standard way to play this matchup as possible. We start at 11 o'clock position for me. As soon as I start, my S2 is locked onto the main CC, F3 to natural, and F3 I set it to third, and then I already preset it at the start of the game. And I'm putting my best effort to put my SCBs to mine the closest ones as possible, and that mineral right there in particular, the SCBs tend to bounce out, so I'm going to pay a bit more attention to it since it bounces off randomly. A lot of people say TvT is boring, but you can tell if the game's going to be boring or not looking at how the game flows. You may have noticed that I didn't build the supplies depot at the bottom of the command center, but you can build it anywhere. Nowadays people tend to build it in other places. I'll be starting off as the most basic of the basic standard build. Keep making SCVs. It'll be 11 racks. 11 racks. Build at the very edge of your base. Why? The reason why you build at the edge in TvT rather than in the main in other ratio matchup is because in TvT you don't really use a lot of bio units or marines in TvT. You rather lift your barracks up as fast as possible and use it to scout your opponents. You can disturb opponents. You can think of barracks as a disruption tool for people's opponents' SimCity and a scouting tool. So get up 14. At 14 you should have 2 gases in. So now that you know the natural location, you set. So since you have scouted your natural with SCB scouting out right there at 14, now you know your exact natural location, so you correct it, go back here and rebind your hotkey, your F3 hotkey that you should have in the natural. So in this case there's a couple choices. If opponent's marine SCB came early, you make your marine here right away, but since you didn't see opponent's scouting SCB, you delay that and build a factory first. So after you get your factory, you make your marine after getting SCB. So we take off 2 on gas. And right now it's important scouting point. Now you need to watch out for if your factory timing is same as your opponent's factory timing, and if the opponent's mining the gas right now at the same amount as you're making gas, you're mining gas. This is the most important thing you should look out for. Right now, just make 1 marine and then lift your racks right now. I'm gonna run away. Now be prepared to get your command center. Make your command center. 20 to 21 should be command center. So in this case, since my scouting SCB is a bit low on HP, I'm just gonna hang around here, but if you have more HP than my SCB right there, you should check the opponent natural first. The natural timing. Right now, it's really important for you to look for opponent's CC timing, since there might be possibility of 2 fact. So you saw the natural and then opponent, you saw that he had made 2 marines instead. This means the opponent's going for a safer play than you by making 2 marines. Right now here, in Fighting Spirit, vertical horizontal rush distance is very close. So for me at least, I really like to put a basis down by making put my little standard down if it's a close spawn, like horizontal or vertical, by making 2 vultures first before anything else. So in normal TvT situations, there's a lot of mind games going on between what kind of machine shot timing you're gonna get. Maybe you're gonna do 1 vulture, 1 add-on, and then add-on, or 2 vulture add-on, and etc. For me at least, since I'm gonna be, so you can even go 3 vulture and then go into a timing attack. But right now I'm gonna show you the most basic of the basic standard build. So I'll be going to vulture and then getting add-on instead. And this racks is a really important thing. This barrack should be on the path of attacking path, since opponent can be doing timing attack right now. Get an add-on up. I'm not going to be sending my vultures here right away right now. And only after you've gotten second vulture. So right now, the way the Marines position here right now means that since the Marines are so forward right now, it means the opponent's getting 3 vultures out minimum. So it means that he's going to make anything between 2 to 3 vultures with his advanced position with the Marines. So I'm gonna send my SCBs to natural, 5 to 6 SCBs. So right now you saw that you saw 2 vultures there. So the opponent's doing some mineral harass right now. So he's showing some annoying stuff. Get up to 3 factories. Get your vultures out. Consistently get your units out. The most important part right now. So right now, while keeping in vision of your opponent's base, you should also focus on not getting supply blocked. You should never get your supply blocked. You need to check for the opponent's factory count. And it's really vital that you never rest your vultures production. While you can interrupt your SCB production for a bit, you should never ever stop your vulture production. Never. If you ever rest your vultures, you will not be able to handle opponent's attack. You can even end right there and then. The first vulture fight is the most important phase of the early game. The very first. SCVs, you should focus on getting on with your hotkeys instead of your screen hotkey. Keep making your supply depot, get your mine upgrade. Check opponent's main again. Now you need to check if the vulture went mine first or speed first. Mine went speed first. Opponent went speed first. So right now, 3 factory style, there's a lot of variations here. If you're gonna go with starport right now, or you're gonna go even more factories, or if you're gonna go tank. So right now, you have made consistent amount of vultures without resting. So here is a decision tree here. If the opponent came to attack and he has not made any favorable trade, I go out to attack, counter attack. And be prepared to go attack with all your vultures. Change your rally point. Okay, here it's important that you do not target fire here. You do not focus fire. Do not go up the ramp. Your reinforcements are there to defend. Just lay your mines here, re-rally your vultures to defend, and just lay down mines. It's hard to win with just this attack at the start. Just get prepared for any sort of counterattack like with race. Just get your start, yeah. So get ready to deal with race. Get academy up. You can kind of rest your army production here right now since you're in such a good position. And it's really, while you're resting your army production, you should get your facilities up, your base building up. Just lay down mines. Right now, if opponent was trying to overextend here, would have just scanned immediately for these mines and then tried to get rid of it. All you're going to do here is just get your vision up. Secure your vision, get your natural gas. Just keep getting these mines down. You do not need to overextend and attack here at all. Right now you're in an extremely advantageous spot if this happened. Just keep getting mines down and then transition into tank production. At the third, get a vision there. Right now just keep doing consistent SCB production. Right now the opponent, just keep track of what opponent's doing through scans. You don't need your racks over in the opponent's base. Just keep getting your army production out constantly. Get your siege mode up. Now you're going to dominate the map with vision. And then I'm putting one just to harass on opponent third. And then for that one, I can just use Marine to get rid of that mine right there. Right now, what I need to do right now in this position, what's the priority here? Right, so the answer is that I need to start containing the opponent right now. So right now you see that you don't have any mines over here, since you weren't able to lay down mines before. Okay, now you pull back. If there's a tank, just pull back until your siege mode is done. Once siege mode is done, you're going to siege, but until then you're going to pull back. Get 12 o'clock base. Now that you contained your opponents, so what's the most important after you contained your opponent? Get your racks to get visions, get +1 attack, and third. So right now it's good time to send 1 to 2 SCBs to the front. Why? It's because you can build turrets around here. You can also repair. Right now what you need to be really careful over here is focus fire on the tanks. What you can do right here is you can just send 2 vultures at a time to force splash damage in this situation. Yeah, that situation was where you could have sniped 2 tanks there with splash damage, but I couldn't do it. Move a little to the right, and if the vulture tries to circumvent your army, chase after it, and then keep laying down your mines. Okay, just pull back a little. You can try to be cute and snipe tanks in the bare edge of the vision, like that. So right now, once you contain the opponent, all you need to be careful of is the opponent's dropships. So you have to be careful of surprise dropships or stuff like this, which is 2 starports. All you need to be careful of that only. So what you can get here is Goliath's range here. Get your eBay up here. So only possible way you can lose at this point when you have contained your opponent like this is if the opponent goes surprise dropships that are undetected or race. Jesus Christ. There's no need to be on any rush for you. Just get your mines down secure vision, get eBay up, and then get the same amount of starports up, like him, and then send your vulture around for any hidden bases. Any hidden bases like in 1 o'clock, for example. Change your rally point. And now get 1 turret at each place. 1 turret at each position. There is no need for you to attack at this point. Never. You don't need to attack. Just siege mode up and then just secure your position. And just deny dropship pass. That's all you need to do here. Right now, the more you rush, the more likely that you're going to lose. All you need to be very careful and patient. Right now, it's a situation where the opponent should feel trapped, not you. There's no way for opponent to do anything other than go by air. So drops like this, just deal with it with your tank that comes out of these factories. And then send your vultures back. That's all you need to do. Catch those. Your opponent should be feeling frustrated right now, not you. Well, now all you need to do is just deny opponent any pass. Just contain your opponent. So only thing the opponent can do right now is like any surprise tactics, such as doom drop. So you just need to think back to the basics. Just get +2, and then just contain everywhere with turrets. Just contain everywhere, build turrets, scan, and just check for any. So all you're doing with the scans is check if there's any weakly defended spot, any big holes in the defense. That's all you're looking for. Right now there's some blind spots that I have and some weak spots. So what you're doing right now is fixing these weak spots that you have, the weak holes in the defense you have. That's all you're doing right now. Stuff like that. It's not, even if you lose a lot of SCB here, it's pretty much no damage done. It's pretty much just a mosquito buzzing at your ear. This doesn't even do any damage. Because in TvT, it's the basics in TvT to just keep making SCBs endlessly. So it's very important to keep making SCBs. You make a little bit more SCBs than usual in this matchup, and it's good to do that. Good to make more SCBs than not. So I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm checking for dropship here. And then now it seems like he's going to try to break through my defense over here. Just get ready for it. If I just sit still like this and then just defend well, yeah, so this situation, there's nothing opponent can do other than GG or dropship. This is because the reason because I got into this situation in the first place is because I won the vulture fight at the start of the game. And I have not rested any of my vulture production and kept making vultures. The important thing is, the fact of this matchup is, you need to spend your army wisely so that you don't overextend with your vultures. And you keep making vultures. And since you didn't waste any of your vultures, kept making them, and then you have solidified your position, the game just turned into a winning position with no effort at all. It just snowballed into a winning position. So in that situation, if I had overextended there and then went up the ramp to try to end the game would have ended right there. Game could have ended right there to my loss. But since I didn't overextend and just focus on getting into a position, defensive position, and secured any of the opponent's good positioning and eliminating any kind of possibility for opponent to take a good position in the map, the opponent had no other choice than just to GG out of frustration. And that is today's TvT basic build guide. Be sure to subscribe to Sharp's YouTube channel. He doesn't have that many, and anything is appreciated. I'm not translating that one though.